If I were moving to St. George in 2025, these are the top 3 cities I would look at moving to. We're going to talk about the reasons why. We're going to talk about some pros and cons to these different areas and why you should consider them if you're looking at making a move here in 2025. What's up, you guys? My name is Cody Steck, your favorite Utah realtor. I make videos about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here across the state of Utah. And if you're thinking about making a move here to St. George, you already live here, and you want to buy or sell real estate, please reach out to me. My information's here on the screen. You can call me, text me, or email me anytime. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I've had hundreds of people reach out from videos just like this here on the channel, and I would love to hear from you as well. So like I said, we're going to talk about the top 3 cities that I would consider moving to in 2025 if I were moving here at this time. That being said, we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about number 1, which is going to be Ivins. Now, Ivins is actually a city that, let's say 10, 20 years ago, used to be like way far out, right? It was kind of like the area where nobody really lived. It was on the outskirts of town. Nobody really wanted to live there because it was so far out. It wasn't central. It was kind of almost a little bit run down, which is actually kind of quite interesting because now it is actually a very nice area, and property values there have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. It's now become a place that people really want to live, and for a number of reasons. One of the reasons that you see people wanting to move to this area is you get a sense of space and privacy and quietness that can be a little bit hard to find in other parts of the St. George area. So Ivins specifically, you get space, you get privacy, you get a lot of that natural feel, the red rock, right? The natural desert feel that you see and feel across St. George. You can find that all over in Ivins. So it's very quiet, very peaceful, and for a lot of areas it's spread out. Now there are smaller parts of town that are older, right, where the properties are more suburban like, where the homes are kind of row homes, if you will, but that's becoming a little bit fewer and far between for Ivins specifically. Now, one thing you have to know about Ivins is it is a little bit further out, like we talked about, so you're going to be 10 to 15 minutes to get into downtown St. George, which is pretty much the same from anywhere you're going. So it's not that much different, but it is kind of on the outskirts of town where, depending on where you're going to, it could be 10, 15, 20 minutes just to get to your destination. So that's something you have to kind of account for. However, if you're looking at homes, if you're looking at, especially the higher price points, Ivins can be a very good spot and one that you should definitely consider. If you're looking for a nicer property in Ivins, I would say the sweet spot for this particular area is going to be somewhere between $700,000 to $1 million. That seems to be where you get a really good property for a good price. You can get a brand new home with some land and amazing views across the whole entire area from Ivins. This is something that I would definitely recommend. If you don't mind living a little bit further out, then you should consider Ivins. I would also say that the demographic is going to lean a little bit older and a little bit more towards that retirement community in this area specifically. I think, for whatever reason, more and more people want to live out there. The schools are not as great as you'll find in some of the other areas that we're going to talk about, but it is, a slightly older demographic across the board. So that might be something good or bad that you want to consider in your search. Next up, we have to talk about Hurricane. Now, Hurricane is actually just on the outskirts of St. George. It's about 20 to 30 minutes away, depending on where you're coming from and going to. But Hurricane is to the northeast of St. George. There's a lot of benefits to it. It's a little bit closer to the national parks. It's a little bit closer to Sand Hollow, and you still kind of get that small town feel throughout a lot of the city. Now, there are some good things and bad things about Hurricane. Just to name a few, in Hurricane, prices are going to be a little bit cheaper than you'll find in the St. George metro, and you're also going to see that you generally can get a little bit more land in this area as well. So it makes for a great option, especially if you're shopping at those lower price points. You could find something there that's maybe a little bit more accommodating at a more reasonable price for you. So Hurricane is great for that. Plus, the access to the outdoor recreation in this area is, bar none, some of the best that you're going to find across the board. You can basically walk out your front door. You can be on your mountain bike, on your motorcycle, jump in the side by side and basically just drive it out of the driveway and going out to an outdoor recreation spot. So some of the amazing access you get in Hurricane just puts you that much closer to these areas, 5, 10, 15 minutes, which really adds up. There's a ton of people who live in this area who are out there on a hike, on a mountain bike trip, on a road bike trip, after work every single day, just because it's so close and so accessible. It's something you can do very easily. Now, there are some negative things that we have to talk about when it comes to Hurricane specifically. It is windy, right? That's why it's called Hurricane. You do get a lot of wind out in that area, so that's something you have to plan for. It is going to be one of the downsides to the particular area. A nice breeze is always great, especially in the summer, but when it's windy day after day after day, it can wear on you a little bit. So something to consider there. Also, you are going to be a little bit further away from town. So Hurricane is absolutely growing like crazy. It's getting very busy. It's getting very populated. It's going to have a much different feel than it would have 10 or 20 years ago. This is going to be good for some people, but also bad for other people. If you want to be a little bit closer to town, then maybe Hurricane's not the best spot for you. Maybe you want to kind of go a little bit more small town, but maybe not that much more small town, right? So that's something you have to consider when it comes to living in this area. It really just depends on your personal preference and what you're going to like and prefer when it comes to a place to live for you and your situation. Now, really quick, guys, just a reminder, if you're looking at making a move here or you already live in the area and you want to buy or sell real estate, please reach out to me, call me, text me, or email me. My information is here on the screen. You can also find it in the description box down below. I'd love to chat with you and talk a little bit about your lifestyle, what you're looking for, and how we can help you accomplish your goals, whether you're looking to buy or sell. I'd love to hear from you. I absolutely love it when you guys reach out. So please do. My team and I service the entire state, and we're looking forward to chatting with you soon. Next up, we're going to talk about the number one spot that I would consider if making a move to St. George in 2025. We're going to talk about two different areas that are kind of right next to each other, but both fall into the same category here, in my opinion. We're talking about Washington Fields and Little Valley just to the south of that. These are the most popular areas right now, and for good reason. You're close to town. You can get in really nice homes. It's a very nice neighborhood. The schools are absolutely amazing. In fact, some of the best that you're going to find across the entire county, and you really get a good bang for your buck when it comes to housing in this particular area. Median prices here are going to be about $600,000 to $700,000 for a single family detached home. You are going to find a lot of new homes, a little bit of property, and overall just a great feel. It's a very family friendly area. There's tons of friends to be made. There's a lot of family activities, lots of entertainment, and best of all, you're only 5-10 minutes away from all of the action. So whether you're looking to go into town, you're looking to go in for dinner or for entertainment, you can do that very easily, but you're still really close to things like the airport or to the national parks that are nearby. You really only add 5 to 15 minutes to your commute from this particular area. So when it comes to this area, definitely Washington Fields and Little Valley are two suburban areas that I would recommend everybody look at, especially if you're kind of on, the younger side of the demographics, right? If you've got kids or you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you're kind of going through your career, this is going to be a great spot to live where you can make some friends, you can network with people, and your kids can potentially make a lot of friends here as well. In fact, almost everybody that I talk to that lives in this particular area absolutely loves it. It's very rare to hear somebody say, oh, I really wish I didn't live here and I wish I lived in Santa Clara or over in this area or that area, right? Most people really absolutely love living in this particular part of town, and it's for a good reason. There's a lot to really go into, the benefits of living in this area. It's very clean, it's very safe, low crime, great easy access all around town. It's very easy to get around, and definitely a city that you should consider. So real quick, guys, just a quick recap. I'd consider Ivins, I'd consider Hurricane, and of course Washington Fields and Little Valley, which is growing like crazy and also keeps you very central to the action and everything that St. George has to offer. So with that said, guys, reach out if I can help you in any way. My name's Cody Steck, your favorite Utah realtor. Call me, text me, or email me anytime. I'd love to hear from you. And with that said, we'll catch you in the next one.